So I wasn't really planning on making this video, but forces that be in my mind told me, do it, don't do it, and I just decided, I'm gonna do it anyway. This is about the Pokemon TCG. If you haven't noticed, for the past few months or so, there's been really almost over the past year, there's been a huge demand for Pokemon, bigger than when I was a kid, and whoever's watching this, bigger than when you were a kid or when it first started. There's always been scalpers in the TCG world, whether it's been sports cards and Pokemon cards. Not as bad as this year, in my opinion, and that's where this video comes in, because the best way for me to express this is through video. Obviously, we live in an age of social media. So why did we get here? Why do we have this problem with scalpers? The big scalping problem in Pokemon TCG, and also sports TCG as well. If you don't know what TCG stands for, it means trading card game. And I just kind of want to reflect on someone who's a collector. I see myself as a collector of Pokemon cards. If I bring in, I just started a new collection the other day, and it's the first partner pack from the Dota region. And if you don't know what's inside of here, I'll show you. It's basically, you get these 3 wonderful starters. Unless you're playing a Johto game, then you would choose 2 out of the 3, in my opinion. But also, this, which is the main problem. When someone sees this, it's not complete. Obviously, they go nuts for it. And what I mean by that is the normal Pokemon cards, not the oversized cards that you see. And kind of why we got here as a Pokemon community. There's been a lot of trash talking, but putting the blame on one person, putting the blame on the other person. I'm not here to call anybody out that have more subscribers than me, obviously. But I kind of want this fighting to stop, and let's tackle this problem together. Actually, going back to when I said I wasn't going to call out anyone, I saw a video by Frosted Caribou. I mean, it may not be Frosted Caribou that posted the video, but started accusing people like Leon Hart, Randolph, Real Breaking Nate, for contributing to this problem, when really they haven't contributed to this problem. And some of the stuff that they've gotten, they've made videos on it. You wouldn't believe what Pokemon sent me, which is kind of like, and again, I am not calling her out directly, but I am saying it is wrong to call someone out or people out when Frosted Caribou has gotten stuff sent, to their place. I'm not gonna say below their gender because we're in 2021, and I'm trying to be careful what I say. But you can't call someone out and then for Pokemon sending them stuff. Like Randolph, if you don't know who he is, listen to some of his music. He runs his own store. He has to buy X amount of stock to keep his store going so he can pay his employees. Real Breaking Nate is a huge Poketuber. So is Leon Hart. When an ordinary Poketuber calls them out, these are people that obviously, I'm not saying I'm defending them necessarily, I'm just saying, well, hold on a minute. How can you say that you're accusing them of something that you also are getting sent by the same company? If Pokemon watched that video of yours, they probably wouldn't send you stuff anymore. And I'm not saying you don't deserve to have stuff sent from Pokemon. You do. You've earned the right. You've earned their attention. And I'm not trying to get attention off of this video. Right? This video I'm not getting. I don't want any attention off of. But the problem is that you come up with this opinion It's not a fact, it's an opinion. A fact is a well-researched idea, statement, that is backed by research. Being a YouTuber, you have to break it down what being a PokeTuber is. Number one, you are a YouTuber that does Pokemon content, whether it's games, whether it's TCG, whether it's anime reviews, right? You see people like Mystic Umbreon or Lumiose Trainer Zach, right? Who are essentially, they may not class themselves as PokeTubers. That's not how they see themselves. Maybe they. So going back to what I was saying about Lumiose Trainer Zach, and I apologize, my phone stopped recording. It's been like that sometimes, where I've had to do interviews for projects for school, and it just cut out. But kind of going back to what I said about Lumiose Trainer Zach and Mystic Umbreon, do I see them as PokeTubers? Yes. But, you know, us as a Pokemon community, whether it's someone like me, who's your average standard collector, or whether you're a PokeTuber that has hundreds of thousands of millions of subscribers out there, it has a huge influence on what you directly say. It kind of goes back to the point of, how did it get this bad? And that's what I wrote down some points, actually. As you can see, how did it get this bad? Which is actually the first point. Or the second point of this video I'm talking about, but the first one I wrote down. How did it get this bad? Well, we're in a pandemic, first of all, and people are getting desperate and they want to try new hobbies, which I don't blame them. But the problem is when there's something like Pokemon, and recently with Pokemon in the last 5 or 10 years, of how popular it's been with Pokemon Go. Probably some of the scalpers that play Pokemon Go are like, oh, there has to be a trading card. You know, I've watched some videos on this problem. And apparently, I mean, I could be wrong, but I've seen videos on it, and I could be wrong, like I said, I'm a human being. People from the sneaker community, you know, the sneakerheads. You know, do I see myself as a sneakerhead? Yes. Like, I'm looking right now, I have 4 pairs of sneakers with me. I only wear 3 of them. We need to come together as a community and stop this infighting, because that's how this problem doesn't get stopped. And the first one I talk about who or what is responsible, well, it's the scalpers, and it's also people and other YouTubers that are blaming others, which is something I don't want. It's something that I don't want, especially in a pandemic. Mental health is a huge thing. I'm a huge advocate for mental health. You know, whether you're a male or a female, advocate for mental health. And it kind of brings me into my third point. How did the stores responded? I Target, Walmart, some places where you live, there's a Meijer, or, you know, I go to school in Chicago, you know, and, you know, there's a Target that's a 45-minute walk from me. That's where I got the Celebrations ETB, the binder, first partner pack, and also 3 booster packs of Fusion Strike. How did these stores respond? Well, first of all, Target responded and it made national news. I almost said muse, no pun intended, but you know, they responded by not selling any Pokemon cards. When I was home in May, you know, and not to go into a sad soppy story, but I was really in not a rough spot, but like mentally I was exhausted from this pandemic, being stuck indoors most of the time. And sometimes I just wanted to get out, but it was like, I get out, you know, especially around that April-May time when I'm eligible to get vaccinated. You know, I'm vaccinated, I have my booster and everything. You know, I was not miserable, but I just didn't care for stuff that's important to me. And I turned to Pokemon, like one would do if they're a Pokemon fan. You know, it's not until recently I just started rewatching the anime, since funny enough, XY anime, which is my favorite anime. Actually, one of my favorite animes of Pokemon. So, how did the stores respond? Well, Target started by stop selling Pokemon cards, then Walmart followed suit. Then there's this whole problem with Shiny Fates, and that comic book stores would double or triple their prices. So one day, I went out, found a comic book store in downtown Chicago, and saw an ETB, Shiny Fates ETB for $100. $120, which is about double. Sorry about that. So going back to finding a comic book in downtown Chicago, I saw an ETB, I think it was Shiny Fates ETB, this was back in the spring, for $120 for an ETB that is not a Celebrations ETB that costs $40. I bought a Rebel Clash Sword and Shield ETB for Christmas this time last year for $40. My Celebrations ETB that I bought a few weeks ago, $50. 3 booster packs, first partner pack for Johto, and a binder still comes less than that Shining Fates ETB that I saw. So these smaller comic book stores had to raise their prices because the demand was through the roof. And I applaud Target and Walmart for selling them. For stop selling Pokemon cards completely. You know, I didn't like that, but you know what? If I have to suffer, and so does every normal Pokemon fan and TCG collector, then the scalpers have to suffer as well. You know, it's like you can't have. Going back to the point of a ship, part of a ship can't sink with the rest of it staying afloat. The whole entirety of the ship has to sink, and fair play to places like Target and Walmart and other companies that have these major stores around the country or in their state for just selling Pokemon cards, and fair play to these comic book stores that raise their prices to scare off these scalpers, you know. And it's not just Walmart and Target. If you live in the United States, remember a few months back, actually in February, when the Happy Meal promo, I went to McDonald's twice and only got Pokemon cards once, because the McDonald's I went to, which is about a 20-30 minute walk from where I go to school, ran out of Pokemon cards in the second time. So it all started with this problem of scalping, you know, and I've covered the points, and I'm just here to make, you know, one big shebang. It's not about, you know, how much can I make? It's about how you do things. It's like what I'm trying to get to people is that it's not about how much I made money. Look at my bank account. Look at how many bags I reeled in. Good for you. But it's the way that you do it. If you do this unethically, then go back to the sneaker community. And kind of the problem is with the sneaker community as well. Like, apparently today, at the time I'm recording this, December 11th, 2021, Jordan 11 Cool Grays got released. Guess what? Some people have had a hard time finding them. I know if I tried them, which I didn't try, I would have a hard time finding them, because I wear a common size in Jordans. So, people need to stop scalping $19.99 base sets or Shining Fates because I can get a shiny Charizard. Good for you. I can care less. All I care about is that everyone gets their fair share of Pokemon cards. And I know it sounds very basic and, oh, but you just want things the right way. It's not about right or wrong. It's how you were raised. It's how you were raised. And for me to see people that are almost twice my age, I'm 21 in a few months, so I'm about to have my first legal drink in the United States in a few months' time, and seeing people that are double my age fighting people. There was a report that someone pulled out a firearm on someone for Pokemon cards. Maybe not just be Pokemon cards, it could be sports cards, but trading cards. You know, it's people getting hurt over trading cards. And while people like me, yes, you could say, oh, but you went and bought a Happy Meal. I only bought 2 Happy Meals, remember? Think about kids who, when they get to be my age or your age, and they look back on this, that are Pokemon fans, and say, wow, that's what drives people away from Pokemon TCG, and it lets these scalpers win. And I know I said earlier, it's not about right or wrong, it's about how you were raised. I was raised to give everyone a fair chance, and to have X amount for me and X amount for the other person. Be courteous of others when you go into Target, you know, or Walgreens, or CVS, or wherever. You know, and, you know, this past summer actually, there was one day, you know, I was prepping to take my driving test, and I was going to say, oh, you took your driving test in 2020. I was supposed to take my driving test last year, by the way, in 2020. There was one day I was practicing driving with my mom, and I said, can we just stop at Target real quick? I think we had to go to, there's like a British store that's about a 15-minute drive from my house back home in Florida. And I said, can we go into Target to buy Pokemon cards? To see if they have Pokemon cards or anything Pokemon related, even if it's the first partner pack. I don't care. I just want something Pokemon TCG related. And they did. So we got, I forgot how many packs we got. It was Battle Styles, and it was the booster packs. And you say, oh, but Michael, you're contributing to this problem. No, because my mom got 2 for herself, and I got 2 for myself, and we paid for them separately. I went to Target yesterday, or Friday, whenever this video comes up, and I bought 3 booster packs of Fusion Strike. And obviously the Pokemon Celebration partner, like you saw earlier, and the first partner pack for Johto, which I'm trying to complete that set because it's actually reasonable price. $10 a pack, and the binder is $10, which is great. And I want to end this video on scalpers. Stop scalping stuff that is personal to me and to kids and to people who like Pokemon. Because if you call yourself a Pokemon fan and you are a scalper, you are not a Pokemon fan. Regardless whether you watch the anime or not. You can list me all of Ash's teams up to date and all the Pokemon he's caught and all the movies that he's encountered legendary Pokemon in. Quite frankly, this needs to stop. And it won't stop. And that's really, the scalping won't stop. But it's the amount of scalping that's happening. You know, I want McDonald's and Pokemon to do another Happy Meal promo. But instead limit the number of Happy Meals if you are not over the age. Or verify that you're a Pokemon fan by wearing hats like this. You know? Or show them that you're not going to sell Pokemon cards, you know, from Happy Meals. And you're not just buying Happy Meals. And going back to the scalping, there are people, TikTokers, maybe not TikTokers, but YouTubers out there that don't even have a sniff of what Pokemon's about, and they're buying they bought Happy Meals, cases of them. It's like, and film themselves giving it the food to homeless people, but all they wanted was the Pokemon cards. It's like you film yourself doing something good for the community, but you're not really, because you want something that's not food related, and you put it out on the internet. Guess what? That's not doing the right thing. That's actually bad. But anyway, leave your comments down below, leave a like on this video, hit subscribe if you want to, and register notifications in your Pokedex, and I will see you in the next time. for the next video, whenever that may be. I will be going to Scotland for Christmas, so I won't be making videos as often, but I will make another video similar to this on the eve of the Pokemon anniversary, which is February 26th, 2022. Happy holidays, and have a safe new year. And you gotta catch them all. And buy Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. Take care.